I can't believe this. I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. I'd like to thank Debbie Jackson, first of all, for chastising me and embarrassing me in public. I think it's very important. Tonight, you may not have seen anyone yet, but yes, you may have. There was a little shot there, and there were some people on the set. You're not going to believe this, ladies and gentlemen. You Kansas City people, Steve, Bob, and Rich, all three of them, right here this evening.
Wave.
Okay, let's all walk against the wind and say hello to the folks.
Hello, folks. Kansas City.
Steve, Bob, and Rich. Now, the name is incredibly creative. Where did you guys come up with that? Don't tell me. One of you is named Steve. I'll just try and guess it. Steve?
I'm Steve.
Bob?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Right.
And this guy's very wealthy. His name is actually Tom, right? Steve,
That's
Bob, and
it.
Tom. What
Filthy
is
Tom.
horrible.
Filthy Rich.
Okay, now how long have you guys been together? What's going on? Tell us the truth about Steve, Bob, and Rich. This is kind of like a Rona Barrett show, so.
There is, yeah, the truth.
I look kind of like her, don't I?
Yeah.
Hi, Hollywood Dateline. Can I help you?
2 years and counting.
And counting.
And counting, so we're still going. Okay, the short nutshell history of the band here. Got together.
Excuse me. Should we play music in the background while you're doing this?
Sure, make
Please.
it. You know,
Okay.
get some
Kate
mood.
Smith.
You know.
Kate Smith. Excuse me.
Got together 2 years ago to have a three-piece rock and roll band, and ended up with a three-piece rock and roll band.
You guys, seriously, you've got to fold your legs together. I mean, it's just kind of a sign of professionalism. I like that. That's kind of cute. That's why I always have mine under the desk. Okay, you got together 2 years ago. I'm sorry, for a three-piece rock and roll band, and in fact, got together a three-piece rock and roll band. By the way, when's the first time I saw you guys? About when we worked together here.
6 months ago.
About 6 months ago.
Yeah, something like that.
I love your music. It's very good. And
Thanks.
The name, I thought Steve, Bob, and Rich. These guys are probably goofballs. You know, unbelievable. A guy named Steve, a guy named Bob, and a guy named Rich can be very creative.
Well, the whole idea of the name was, the whole idea of the name when it first started was just because it was funny.
And you couldn't think of anything.
We couldn't think of anything else.
There's a million band.
We
There's a
tried.
million band names. There's a million names you can have for a band. But the whole thing with the band was just, you know, it's kind of strayed from this. But the original idea of the band was just to try to get back to the meat of what rock and roll was all about and is all about, and
Simplicity.
simplicity, yeah, and not being afraid to be stupid, and
Hey, listen, that's something I've learned. You've got to.
you got to have.
You got to know.
Yeah, I do it well. Thank you. You can be very stupid.
You know, going on stage with so little equipment that most club owners and audiences that see us for the first time go, come on, you know, there's no PA.
Some people don't last. They walk in and see the equipment and just kind of run away. But the ones who stay usually end up enjoying
Hey, no
it.
doubt about it. When I first saw you, and it is a small setup without a doubt. You guys cook. I mean, there's definitely no lack of sound there. There's no lack of anything. I mean, you don't. I'm used to bands being 4-piece, 5-piece, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And who came up with the idea of you standing up and
I started working on that, you know, about 3 years ago, and it was actually before I ever heard of the Stray Cats or anything. And I'd always been a vocalist, you know, a screamer, egomaniac,
Yeah.
and always been in the back, not getting to be out front. And I thought, well, man, what if I put this bass drum here and this snare drum here? And
Yeah, so everybody knows Bob is the drummer, and the way they play, if you haven't seen them, I'm sure most of you have, but if you haven't seen them, Bob stands in between, obviously, Steve and Rich, and plays the drums, and it's playing drums standing up is amazing. I used to play drums in a band sitting down, and I couldn't even get
I can't
close
play
to
them
what you're
sitting down anymore. I tried yesterday and sat behind a regular set, and it doesn't. My hands don't work that way anymore.
I'm just trying to figure out how you keep your balance with your feet going like so. Oh, you don't do that, I guess.
No, I don't work the hi-hat. I just work the kick drum. And the
That'd be
hi-hat's
great. You got to
always-
learn to do that. You got to learn to
I couldn't
stand on
dance
your
then,
heels.
though, you know. I have to have one leg to dance with.
Bob dies while dancing. I can't believe this. An incredible drummer is just called in. Is it Stan Kent? No, he's not a drummer. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hi.
There's someone.
How are you?
Hi.
You look great. You really do. Is there anything you'd like to ask the band?
Yeah. I just wanted to ask if they planned any major tours.
Any major tours? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you plan any major tours or even semi-major?
We're going to tour from our homes to Parody Hall in the
Right.
River Key. The River Key tour will be this Thursday.
Okay, one night.
One night.
Parody Hall. You can be there for the tour, Parody Hall, this Thursday night, and believe me, you'll enjoy the. Have you ever heard them before?
No.
You'll love them. You'll love them. It's a good show.
But should we seriously answer her question?
Sure. Yes. Let's get to a serious answer. Wait, and I want to just ask here.
Just so we're not wise guys.
Rich, I want you to take this one if you wouldn't mind. Just
Okay.
when is the next major tour?
Right after Parody Hall, the day after Parody Hall. And we go to,
You want a straight
Columbia,
answer.
Missouri.
we're going to Columbia,
Columbia, one of my
Missouri,
favorite places.
Columbia, Missouri.
Oh,
Yeah.
Missouri.
Yeah.
Right.
And
favorite countries.
next week, Chicago and
Milwaukee.
and St.
St.
Louis
Louis.
and Carbondale. And we travel around.
Is Milwaukee Chicago Fest, or is that?
No, we're just
now gone.
go play bars there.
What's that? Where are you at in Chicago?
We haven't found out yet.
Okay. In case you're in Chicago, they will be up there.
The West End.
That tells you a whole hell of a lot, right? Yeah, Steve Bob Rich are in town. Yeah. There's only 8
It's a
million
small
people up
place.
there.
You can find us. But no, we kind of, as far as touring, we tour constantly.
Constantly, yeah.
We're just play, when we. But we're only gone. We're back every week. We're back in Kansas City every week.
Most every week.
Just about every week. And
Now, how do you guys keep it together? I find that a lot of bands, a lot of people don't.
thanks for calling in.
Maybe
whoever
aren't
that
aware
was.
of this. Yeah, please call back again with another question. Just kidding, of course. What's it like trying to keep it together? The three of you. Now, seriously, are all of you? Do you all have girlfriends? Are you attached and that kind of thing, or no?
We have girlfriends and wives.
Girlfriends and wives.
And dogs.
He's just kidding, honey.
No, we all have wives. We're all married.
Have you all known each other a long time?
Not
No.
really.
Have we?
No.
I sort of knew Bob,
In college.
yeah, in
Since school.
college, but we were really just acquaintances. And
What sign are you? No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Okay, now, to me, it's like when you have a group, it's in this case, it's not just 3 guys. It's 3 guys and the people that work with you as far as sound or crew, and also your wives and or girlfriends or both, and your dog and your cat. I mean, it seems to me it really gets down to it's everybody.
Everyone
Right.
gets involved, that's for sure. We've part of the idea of the band, and this may not be such a glamorous fact for a rock and roll fan, but for a musician who maybe listen to what we're talking about, part of keeping a band together. Well, you probably know it's difficult to keep a band together.
Sure
It's
it is.
difficult to keep a band working, moving forward, creative and happy. And well fed at the same time, it's just like those things just don't go together. And part of the concept of our band when we got it together was, what can we do to make this band run smoothly? What can we do to make this band stay creative? What can we do to make every time we play fun? What can we do to
what
make
can we
sure
do
everyone
to
has
keep together,
Yeah, just to keep it
as
together.
as a band, because all
Well
the
fed,
bands we've been
well paid.
in the past, and probably same with you, they die, they
Sure.
everybody
Horrible
gets in a
deaths.
big fight and it all falls apart, and we needed to avoid that. We wanted, find some guys we could get along with, have fun with, and
Outside of
Keep it
performing, are you all, in all seriousness, the best of friends? I mean, do you get together a lot of time, or do you like keeping yourselves your own private lives and then making the band a special thing in its own right?
It's a little of both.
Yeah.
We see each other, socially, and
I say, yeah, it's a very good idea.
It's
our
a good
wives are better
balance,
friends
really.
than we are.
Well, you got to keep it balanced, I think.
Yeah.
I think if you're when you're on the road, obviously you're together 24 hours a day
Right.
most of the time, and
Literally.
that can be pretty intense. But when you guys hit the stage, to me, one thing I think that separates you from a lot of acts that you see around in general is that you really look like you're having fun, and you all look like you're really going for it, rather than you're just kind of, for a while there, who was it? Martin Mull got into pointing out the tragically hip. There were people that were just too hip to have fun on stage. It was like they were above the odds, and I never feel that way when you're performing. I mean, you guys you have fun, and it goes over to the audience, and then everybody can have fun. So, you're doing something right there.
Part of the idea is it was in our minds to make sure it's fun every time we do it, and if we see non-fun creeping in, we try to nail it in its tracks. And like we play all over the Midwest and out now, and if there's a place we play that wasn't fun, well, by golly, we don't go back there.
Speaking of non-fun, Bob, your wife is on the phone. Hello. She wants to talk to you about the girlfriend. Hello? Come on. You can speak up. You're on the air. Okay, we're not going to talk to you if that's your attitude. Let's get that other
He's
line.
mad now.
Hello?
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 Thanks for calling. Would you like to talk to some of the guys in the band here?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, say something.
Okay, here's Steve.
Hi.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Okay, how high are you? No, just kidding. What's your question?
Have you guys written any of your own songs?
That's a good question.
Yes.
Have you written your own
We've
songs?
written a lot of our. I keep looking at the
We've
red-
written all
there's
our
one.
own songs.
Our live performances, we have one album out, and it's
Point.
we have one album out, and it is 10 original songs, and we've got about 30 other original songs that we perform during an evening, and we still play some other people's songs. I think some of the tape they're going to show tonight of us performing is a little of both, which is what our performances are, a little of both. But yeah, we write. That's really our concentration right now, is our own tunes and getting them recorded, and. By our album, it's called Balls. It's got a lot of our original tunes on it.
They're really into tennis, right? That's why they called it balls.
Bowling.
Bowling.
There are 3 bowling balls on the cover. So.
Steve, who does most of the writing here?
Bob does.
Wouldn't you know it? Bob, do you all work? Do you all get together on that, or? I mean, is it something that everybody has input, or basically you just do the writing? Period.
No, it's just. I mean, everybody's free to. If Rich would, take a little time off from working on his car. No, we all. It's just whoever brings in a song.
Sure.
We don't have any rules in this band about this guy's the writer, or this guy does this or that. It's just like a free for all, and I'm the biggest egomaniac, so I can usually muscle my way in there.
In music business or in any performing art, you have to have a nice healthy ego, and that's fine.
feed
I
it.
think that's good. In fact,
Take care
you're
of it.
right. You do have to feed it. Be careful with it. But I told you your wife had called in. It's really true, Bob. Hello, you are on the air. Go ahead and talk to him. You don't want to talk? Is that it? Okay, I'm not going to talk to you. Your wife hung up. She's so upset. Rich, now, you're the lead player. Is that correct?
Nope.
No.
Now, you're the lead. Steve, see, I get you mixed up on the other end. It's on the stage. You're reversed from the stage. No, you're
Right.
not. You're still Steve, Bob, and Rich on stage. You're
Right.
not.
That's right.
You're reversed sometimes. You had to be.
No.
Well, they run
Well,
around.
yeah.
What, was I on drugs, or what happened that night? No, just kidding. I've never even considered doing drugs. Thanks for calling in, Mom. Okay. Wait a minute. So you're the bass player, basically speaking. You wouldn't be
Right,
stringing a
right.
song. Okay, enough of that shit. Is there anything you'd like to go into about that? I mean, have you played other instruments too, or are you just basically basic?
Steve lets me play his guitar occasionally, and I turn it up real loud, and I try and get as much feedback as Steve gets during the night. But I basically just play bass and sing some. I sing less than Bob's the main singer, and Steve sings quite a bit, and I sing a little bit less. But we all just get up there and sing and play,
Okay, now in other incarnations, other bands that you've been in, were you all basically doing the same thing you're doing now, as far as the instrumentation, that sort of thing? Or?
Instrumentation, style,
Instrumentation,
no.
yes.
Not
Yeah,
style.
style has changed.
Where are you
I
from?
played in Fields, which is a country
Yeah, I
rock
remember.
band.
Oh, now it's coming back to me.
Yeah.
Boy, I have spaced out a few times. Hello? I'm on the air. Okay. Excuse me. Yes, that was very different. My God. Where have I been all these years?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Someone's knocking. Hello, Mom? No.
Come in.
What kind of group were you in?
I was in a country band before this band.
This is great. Two basically country type guys.
No, we're basically not country, but you know those years,
Yes.
man, where if you wanted to make a living playing music, you played country.
or disco.
Right. Or
I
disco.
played disco.
It's like-
Did you really?
chose the disco.
Those were
Yeah,
your
I played
choices.
disco, and then later on I was with Colt 45 and the KC Blues Band, and
Oh, I didn't
played
realize
rhythm
that.
and blues with those characters.
We had the first show I think we did is Who Are Those Guys? Let's see, I don't know if it was the second show I guess, was the reunion of the original Colt 45.
Great band.
Great band, wild crew.
Yeah, Mike
nice
just
people.
left for Nashville to go on, what'd he say?
Yeah, what
Hammer it
did-
out with the big boys or something
Yeah.
like that.
With his sweet little wife. What a nice lady. I did a play with her. She was,
He doesn't deserve a wife that nice,
yeah.
in fact.
Yeah. In fact, Mike, if you're listening, you certainly don't deserve a wife. No, you certainly do. Okay, now that was, you played, what are you saying? Basically, you have played blues. You've done that.
Mhm.
And you're playing, what do you call it, straight ahead rock? I mean, what's Steve, Bob, and Rich to you guys?
Midwest rock and roll.
Loud rock and roll.
All kinds of rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
We thought that up ourselves.
Okay, now when you made the transition from country to rock, was this the band that you did it in?
Yes. No, actually, it was another version of this band, Steve, Bob, and Dave.
Is that for real? It really was
that's
Steve,
for
Bob?
real.
Yeah, there was. It only lasted about 5 months.
Yeah.
This is kind of like the Pete Best story. You guys
Yeah.
killed him, and that's
Yeah, we,
the last we've ever seen of Dave.
It was more oldies oriented and less original music.
Did it
in this
end in a happy sort of thing, I hope?
No?
No. Bands don't, I guess, right?
Fizzled out.
Fizzle that?
Yeah.
Hey, you're not going to believe this. Dave, hello, you're on the air.
Dave.
Dave? Hello? All right, thank you, Dave. Thanks for calling. That was Dave. It had to be. He's a beautiful guy.
Speak.
No, that's all that guy says. He calls in once a week and belches for us. We have some regular people. We want to thank you for being regular listeners and watchers. We do have a video of you guys somewhere here this evening, and the first time we get into that, what's the first song? Do you guys know?
The first song is Rockabilly Standard.
Now, is this a standard that you guys made standard, or is
This
this
is a standard that was written by a friend of ours in Springfield, Missouri. And his name's Jay Floyd. He's in a band called The Cousins, and they play in town. Come and see The Cousins. Good band.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Let's hear a little bit of Steve, Bob, and Rich. Rockabilly classic? Standard.
Well, Billy's back and the pressure's good. We're gonna drive these T-birds till the gas is gone. We're gonna drive down Main Street to the White House lawn. We're gonna hound dog till the morning sun. And when the promises all hit the dirt, I'm gonna sit right back and write a Rockabilly standard. Well, power plays and the money belt tightens. As the corpse get richer and the poor get nothing. Well, we ain't poor as long as we got this itch. Well, Rockabellers, you can't buy this. And when the promises all hit the dirt, I'm gonna sit right back and write a Rockabilly standard. Well, somebody walked in with a dictionary. That's when Billy walked out and left in a memory. You say I heard the news, Rich, Rocky is dead? Well, Billy kicked the door down, said Rocky is back. Welcome home. And when the promises all hit the dirt, I'm gonna sit right back and write a Rockabilly standard. Yeah.
That was Steve, Bob, and Rich, and that was obviously Rockabilly standard. Everybody knows that. I remember knowing that at one
It's a
time.
classic.
It's a classic in its own right. And by the way, we do want to make, as is often the case here on American Cable, a public service announcement. For those of you that are suffering from different ailments, wait, let me get this in the dark a little bit. Yes, for those of you that are suffering,
It's on Steve's ear.
don't forget that the Red Cross is there to help you. Okay.
It's alive! Oh, Jesus, it is! It's gonna kill him! It's gonna kill him! Yes, Steve of Steve, Bob, and Rich was killed by a crab on the Royal Scanlon show. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it.
You guys, you were at, watch this segue.
Yes, before you played the Spirit Festival here in Kansas City, you were at a thing called the
EP. I know, I'm just kidding you now. Something like EP Festival. ET Festival is for outer space type guys in St. Louis. EV, what is that? EV Festival?
VP.
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 VIP. Like
Veil
VIP.
Prophet.
Veil
That's what it
Prophet.
stands for.
Does it really?
Yes.
What does Veil Prophet mean?
Some
I have no
ancient.
idea.
So it was like some coming out
Sort of like the
thing,
Jewel Ball.
debutante's ball and from the old times.
I say it sounds wonderful, isn't it?
It was.
How many people did you
Smashing.
play to there, actually?
There were 3 million people there.
3 million? When you guys were playing, there were 3 million?
There were Well, they're probably like 1 million each day, you know.
For real?
Yeah.
A million people? Now, wasn't that kind of a rush being up there?
Well, they weren't all right in front of us.
You're
but,
kidding, they weren't?
No. It's the biggest 4th of July festival in the country. And
It was quite a bash.
Big deal right down there under the arch. And there were, a lot of people there.
I can't believe this. I've made so many mistakes. I mean, I've called it Rockabilly Classic. I've called it the EV Festival. I mean, let's be serious. And now there's someone calling in to chastise me. Hello, you're on the air.
It's the Jello time.
Thank you. You know, one thing I like about our audience, you can tell that most of the people that watch this show are just basic, laid-back Americans. And I think that's important. Okay, did you guys bring your toys along too, or am I the only one with a crab?
They have the ray gun. That was one of our ray guns that they used on the...
Is that really
See,
it?
Steve uses a ray gun in this song. It goes... Zoop, 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 zoop.
As a synthesizer.
And that's what that was on the telephone. I recognize that sound anywhere.
You guys have fans everywhere. This is unbelievable. Another one. Hello, come on. You're calling in. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Was that from that famous concert Steve Bob Rich did, that clip that you showed?
That's Larry Scudero.
You know, Larry Productions did?
Yeah,
You
those
guys might know
criminals.
that.
That's
What's going
Scudero.
on?
Hi,
Steve,
Larry.
Bob, and Rich.
We were going to ask you if we could play it on the air, but we couldn't find your unlisted phone number. So.
Well,
What is it?
Listen, it's fine and dandy, and I'm recording this right now so you can see it later.
Oh, my
Thank
God.
you. We were going to get around to telling about the tape and where it was and what happened and everything.
I'm a
Hi,
pushy
Larry.
kind of
I
guy,
found
you know.
So,
So I'll talk to y'all later.
Okay.
Bye.
Larry, thank you for calling in. That was awful sweet of you. Who is Larry? Now that. By the way, I do have to interrupt you here. By the way, this is the Royal Scanlon Show, and these people are Steve, Bob, and Rich. Red, khaki, and yellow. Steve, Bob, and Rich. That's the way you can tell them apart. And a friend of theirs named Larry just called in, and I have
He's
no
not
idea.
our friend.
He's not your friend, okay? What's the story on Larry?
No, Larry's our friend. Who Larry is those red lights always change. There you are. The tape you were watching is from New Year's Eve 2 years ago.
Oh, good.
At the
Current
Uptown
stuff.
Theater. Well, you know, we wanted to bring in something interesting, so this is kind of a classic, a Rockabilly classic event. No, it was a concert at the Uptown Theater with Steve, Bob, and Rich and Fool's Face, and it was produced by Gary and Larry Productions, or Larry and Gary Productions, depending on which one you speak to.
No, wait a minute. Steve, Bob, and Rich, Gary and Larry Productions.
That's right. You know, a lot of
Everybody
people
you know runs around with their
vicious
first
circle.
names.
get their first name in there. But it was the best New Year's Eve party ever thrown in Kansas City.
All right. Actually, I did see a tape of that a while back. In fact, I saw it the night after you did the show, because Fool's Face was taped also.
It
And
was
we
the
all
same
got
tape.
together. My lady had just left me, and I got drunk out of my mind and got sick. But I enjoyed the show before I got sick.
Were
I
you
wanted
at
to know
Larry's
that.
house the next, or were you at
Steve's house.
Steve? I was there.
Were you really?
I was there the same night. Yeah, Steve's
Remember
house.
a real drunk guy in the background that was being real obnoxious?
With the lampshade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're just kidding, of course. I've never touched alcoholic beverages.
Or
Where will
lampshades.
Steve, Bob, and Rich go from here? I mean, what do you have planned for the future? What are your future plans? Why don't you wing it this time?
Big plans? We got big plans. We're going to try to shop for a record deal.
Great. Do you have a management company doing that for you, or?
Yes.
In the process, yes. We're going to make some demo tapes and send them out.
In the meantime,
our best.
do you do, okay, you've obviously said you're playing a lot of clubs around the country, that sort of thing. Do you do like the college concert circuit? Have you gotten into that end of it, or
Yes, a little bit.
through NEC, or what? What do you,
We did an NAC convention in Omaha last year.
I would imagine you do real well there.
Yeah, we did real good. Came up with a lot of dates, and it was a real good time just performing for all those.
Okay, well, you met a lot of
Insane
women,
college
but I mean,
kids.
did you get any? No, just kidding. Okay, so your plans, obviously, like everybody, you want to make records and make money. There's certainly nothing the matter with
I want to
that.
make a legitimate record.
Yeah.
This first record was illegitimate.
How was it illegitimate?
Well, we were the record company. We were the producers. We were the bank. We were and we're the distributors and everything else involved in making a record. And it was fun for one time, but the next record will be on a real record label.
Sure. You know, one thing about that, doing your own record, I've been down that avenue, and
I
it's
saw those canceled checks on the back. Wasn't that one of your
yeah,
records?
that was called Signing Our Lives Away. Little did we know how real that was. I mean, you had to experience the same thing. I mean, it's kind of like you spend everything and you expect the record company to come knocking at your doors, and it doesn't work that way. Sometimes, obviously, you can do something, and the right person's there at the right time, that kind of deal.
Yeah.
And it is, as you said, a lot of fun, and it's a good experience. But you're right, there is a legitimate recording. That's a different deal.
Well, the record we've made, we didn't expect Balls to become a national sensation, and it hasn't. But it has been a real useful tool in getting attention of the right people. The Village Voice liked our record.
Great.
College radio stations are playing it, in the weirdest locations, places we've never been to. They'll latch on to it, and a magazine over here in some other state will have heard the record and write a nice thing about it, and record companies notice those things, and that's exactly what we wanted this record to do, and
Sure.
that's what it's doing. It's been out for not quite a year yet, and we expected it to last about a year, and things are pretty much going right on schedule. It's gotten the attention we wanted it to get. It's sold well, and has allowed us the freedom to keep moving, keep creating, and good feedback from people who buy it and listen to it and say, yeah, we like this. This moves us, and so we go, well, we must be doing the right thing. So, Balls has been a success.
Do you play Colorado at all? Have you been playing it there? Nederland, up in Nederland?
No, we played in Gunnison, Boulder, Denver.
Blue Note or?
Blue Note
Yeah.
in Denver.
There's a
in
guy
Boulder.
that comes down from Nederland a lot, has a thing called the Mountaineer, a newspaper up there. Does a lot of write-ups. Send him one. That's business tips on the Royal Scanlon Show. The guy would love it. I mean, he likes that kind of music. And Blue Note's a hot club, isn't it? I mean, it used to be.
Boulder was really the first radio station outside of the area that we play that latched onto that record, and we'd never been there, and started playing it like mad. One disc jockey there was just wild about it and closed his show with Christine, which is
We'll see a tape of it.
yeah, we'll have a tape of that song here pretty soon, and they've been real supportive out there.
One of the things, in saying, well, you make your own records and the record companies don't come knocking at the door, it can, in fact, happen. I mean, the whole Chuck Mangione thing, where a DJ in Paris liked a certain cut, Chased the Clouds Away, and played it, and it really was a record that had been out and nothing happened with it, and all of a sudden it was a huge sensation. So who knows? Balls could, in fact, save your life. As a matter of fact, this is unbelievable, isn't it? Yes, Irv Azoff is on the phone. Irv,
Hey.
hello, you're on the air.
Hi, I wanted to compliment the group and how good they sound, and Bob in particular, because I went to school with him back in Norburn.
Do I recognize that voice?
You might. I don't know. This is Valerie.
Hi, Valerie.
Hi there.
Yeah, you went to school with you went to school with me and my brother.
You bet. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to see the group. I was wondering when you would be in this area again.
Parody Hall this Thursday down the River Key, 3rd and Main.
Very good. And I understand then you have one record out
Yeah, you right?
at this time, and I just turned the show on. Are you preparing to start another record album?
We've got the songs. We've got, we're starting to record them, but it's up to a record company to put out the next one. But
You bet.
we're working on it. But yeah,
Okay.
one is still out.
The support's still there.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Look where the voice is.
Sure, of course. It's nice to know you have fans out there that are listening. Want to buy those records? Be sure to come to Parody Hall Thursday night, Steve, Bob, and Rich. And yes, you can buy a set of balls. You can buy two of the records if you want. Is that the way you're selling them in sets, aren't you?
3.
That would have been kind of a creative thing. Buy half a set of balls right here from Steve, Bob, and Rich. Don't forget to call 241-7720. Hello, you're on the air. Okay, thank you for calling. I like these kind of creative things that we do. It's kind of a deal. Would you guys are there any spiritual things you want to touch on here this evening? Obviously, I can tell from your act that you're obviously very religious men. And
Let my people go. Hey.
yeah, well, now, that would probably be more like Rich's line, right? Wouldn't it, to let us be... No, that was a long time ago. I'm sorry. I don't mean to bring it up. Yes, disco fan, you're on the air. Hello.
Hi. Are you guys going to do a concert with Downtown Incorporated this summer?
We just did one.
Oh, shoot.
The Spirit Festival was in cooperation with Downtown Incorporated.
Oh.
But you're talking about like a noontime concert?
Yeah, right.
We don't have one scheduled, but call Downtown Incorporated and tell them to get us down there, because those are really fun.
Okay, I saw you guys last summer and enjoyed you very, very much. I think you've got a, real good sound, real original. So
Thanks a lot.
enjoy listening to you.
You don't happen to do the booking for that, do you?
No.
Well, what the heck. Do call them. Do call Downtown Incorporated, and also come down to Parody Hall Thursday night.
Okay, I'll give them a call.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah, you bet.
Thanks.
Okay, seriously, why don't we just let it out? Let's get into the heavy stuff. I told you it's kind of a Rona Barrett type show. When did this first start happening, when you realized that you were coming out of the closet? I mean, they were talking about it earlier in the show. You like wearing nylons on stage. Is that true, or is this just a rumor?
Oh, yes, it's true.
It is true. I kind of enjoy He always wears them underneath his cowboy boots.
Nylon cowboy boots.
Okay, do you guys play tennis? What do you say we play doubles tomorrow?
Bowling. It's our only sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go bowling. What do you say?
Hey, okay. Are you guys really bowlers?
We were when we were first starting to tour a little bit. We had a lot more time on our hands, and we hit the lanes.
You were on the Steve, Bob, and Rich bowling team.
We thought about talking to other bands about.
We need one more person though. Steve, Bob, Rich, and Royal.
Well, if
Clean
you're in
up there.
town, I can join you. But after all, I've got a professional television show. Hello, you're on the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a simple question for you guys. I saw you guys at Parody Hall, the old Parody Hall, a while back, and you played a song called "Walk on the Wild Side" by Lou Reed. And I was just wondering why you don't get a saxophone player instead of a harmonica player. Because I think it'd sound 100% better.
I can't play the saxophone. No, I mean, we just. I don't know. We're a three-piece band.
Yeah, then you'd have to change the name to Steve, Bob, Rich, and Zach.
And sax.
No. I was thinking more along the lines of like Phil.
Like who?
Is that you?
No, some guy named Phil, or Mark maybe.
Your name's Mark, and you play the sax. We just don't. We don't. I don't know. It's a three-piece band. That's the idea here. And yeah, I know a harmonica is a cheap substitute for a saxophone, but it's the feeling that matters. It's not the instrumentation. We're too cheap.
So what do you want?
We're too cheap to get it.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Well, Mark, thanks for the call, and I hope that...
No, my name's Pete.
Oh, you're Pete. You're Mark's friend, and you have a friend named Phil that you want in the band. Good idea. Thanks for the call, Pete.
Okay, thanks.
It would be hard to have a three-piece band with a sax in it when you have a three-piece band that doesn't have a sax in it, don't you think?
Well, I mean, it's the whole idea of, you can have a band that has two guitars and keyboard and saxophones and trumpets and
Female singing.
you can call it the Zoo. Hi Zoo.
Hey, they're a good band. I enjoy their music.
They are. I saw them at Parody Hall, their first performance back, and they are hot again. So.
Yeah.
But that's just not what this band's about. We're just not about having a lot of instruments. There are bands that do that, and there are bands that don't do that, and we're just not one of those bands that do that. The idea of having a saxophone to do a saxophone solo isn't our main concern.
I imagine, though, you get in the studio with a big producer and stuff, you'll end up having some other stuff from time to time, because that's fun to do, just as long as it doesn't get too far away from your own sound.
Right.
I do think that a lot of bands make the mistake of getting in the studio and putting so much on top of it that they lose I don't want to sound corny here, but the innocence or just the feel that is the core, who you are. So hope you
got
go in the
those
studio.
24 tracks, you got to fill all of them.
Yeah.
Well, we've been doing a lot of recording ourselves, trying to get prepared for the future, for our next records and stuff. And since we're just experimenting, we're able to put on a lot of stuff, and we end up taking out things that we put on because they're just junking it up. They're just
synthesizers.
It's pointless. It doesn't help.
Sure, but it's fun at least to be in the position where you can do that, where you can practice with that or whatever.
Yeah.
What are you using, one of those little Porter studios, or do you go into a studio to do this kind
Porter
of stuff?
Studios.
Those are great, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, really, I think that invention. By the way, I do want all of you out there to know that in fact Steve does not wear nylons on stage. That was just some bizarre reality that came out of my mind, which probably isn't a reality. And I'd like to just say to you out there, yes, you, hello, you're on the air.
Hi, I just wanted to talk to Bob and tell him that I'm an old classmate of his from high school. I'm Patty Edwards.
Patty.
All right.
Yeah.
I met your husband a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah, he said he saw you down the plaza one day. We wanted to know where we can buy some of your records.
Penny Lane.
At Penny Lane?
Street Side.
Uh-huh.
Go to Penny Lane. Leroy will help you.
Okay. Are you going to be playing at the Soybean Festival in Norburn?
No, I might go and jog. But no, we don't know any country songs.
Yeah. Well, I want to wish you all the best, and it's great seeing you on TV, and I hope you go far.
Thanks. It's good hearing from you. Hope I can see you again.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Please come down to Parody Hall now on Thursday night. We don't want to pump this too much, but Steve, Bob, and Rich will be there.
Keep pumping.
241-7720. I'm Royal Scanlon. I'm here talking this evening, yes, with Steve, Bob, and Rich. an unbelievable classical guitarist trio. All three of them play classical guitar. You'll hear them doing things like Mantovani, Beethoven, and of course my favorite, Amadeus Mozart. Why don't you go into a little bit about that now? Here, isn't that Guantanamera? Yes, one of Mozart's most beautiful tunes. He was really into bossa nova, wasn't he? Hello.
He was the boss. We called him the boss. You know.
Yeah, they made a movie about him a while back. I think it was called. In fact, yes, Amadeus. Hello, you're on the air. Oh, come on, now don't be shy.
Hello.
Hello. Your voice has changed.
I just wanted to say that I thought Steve, Bob, and Rich were really good at the Spirit Fest, and I just hope that when you're 40 years old, you aren't doing the same 6 songs that the fake Marvelettes were doing. I don't know.
Well, I hope we have 6 songs that make us as much money as those 6 songs made them.
And I wanted to know if you like bands like from Minneapolis, like the Replacements or anything like that. The Replacements.
You guys talk. You got the good Replacements tape, don't you?
Yes, I do like them. I listen to them. They're good. They're not like us, but I still like them.
Okay.
I like the Phones. You got the Phones record? Good band.
Hey, thanks for calling in.
Thanks for calling.
You're not going to believe this, but somebody else wants to touch. You guys are popular tonight. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello, you guys are just great. I just want to say that I've seen you a number of times around town, and I saw you last Saturday night at the Fiesta, or whatever it was, and you guys were jamming up this whole area down there, and I just want to say that I'll be down at Parody this Thursday and help you out with all the support I can give you.
Great.
Thank you.
And keep up the good work, because you guys got a good start on everybody else. We'll talk to you later and continue with the good efforts.
Thanks a lot, man.
All right. They are out there. There's all kinds of guys waiting to hear. And gals, I've noticed, unless those were guys with high voices.
Isn't it funny that I didn't go to high school in Kansas City, and all my high school classmates are calling me, and if anybody went to high school with these guys, call them up.
You're not going to believe this. Steve? Yes, your old high school principal, Mr. Pooper. Hello, you're on the air.
Principal Poop.
Hello.
Is this Georgie Tirebiter?
Yeah.
Okay, hi, George. How's it going?
All right. How you doing?
Good.
I
Would you
was
like to ask any of the guys any particular questions?
Yeah. I was wondering what the most embarrassing thing happened to him on stage is.
I'd like to hear that, too. Thanks for asking. Good question.
Have to
There's
think
so
about that
many
one.
of them. Yeah. I have a problem in a lot of places of my drums. The floor is too slick, and they will start to move. And suddenly my bass drum is over here, and my snare drum is over here, and I'm trying to play and sing and look cool at the same time.
I know what the most embarrassing thing that happened to Steve was.
I know.
If we were playing at Parody Hall, he went to do a flying leap across the stage off of this chair. It just collapsed, and he does a roll, and it gets tucked upside down, kind of like this playing guitar. You know? It was great.
You went ahead and pulled it off?
Well, yeah, I
He
didn't miss a
had
lick.
So that's my embarrassing, his embarrassing, what's your embarrassing one?
Well, I don't know. That's up to Steve.
Steve, Bob,
that
and
gets
Rich.
my vote. That was the most embarrassing.
Okay, Rich,
Definitely.
what really is the most embarrassing moment of your life? Was it the time in the back seat of the Chevy? Yes, I've heard this story. No, it was not that
Well,
time.
that was a Rambler, I think.
A Rambler, yeah. Those are nice cars. You're not going to believe this. We're going to go right into a tune here. Yes, it's not called the Rambler or the Chevy or for that matter, Rich's most embarrassing moment. It's called Stepping Stone. Now, is this the old Monkeys tune? I thought Paul and the Raiders did Stepping Stone. Boy, I'm confused about all these things.
Come on, man, you're as old as I am. You
I'm
remember
older, I'm
who
sure
did
of it.
these songs.
Look at me, I've got a beard.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we are, the Monkeys.
I'm not your stepping stone. I'm not your stepping stone.
Try and make your mark in society. You're using all the tricks that you used on me. You're reading all them high-fashion magazines. The clothes you're wearing, girl, are causing public scenes. I said, I'm not your stepping stone. Not me, baby. I'm not your stepping stone. Not your stepping stone. Not your stepping stone. I'm not your stepping stepping stone. When I first met you, girl, you didn't have no shoes, but now you're walking around like your front page news. You've been awful careful about the friends you choose, but you won't find my name in your book of who's who. I said, I'm not your stepping stone, so get off my back, baby. I'm not your stepping stone. 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 Not your stepping stone.
You know, I want to be free. What is this? Whoa. I want to be free like the bluebirds flying by me. Yes, I'm not your stepping stone. Let's have a drink to the monkeys, guys.
Yeah. Okay.
Total
Davey,
silence.
Mickey, Peter, and Mike.
Wow. 241
Monkey juice.
7720. Let's hear it for the monkeys and Steve, Bob, and Rich. They're not your stepping stones. So if you have anything you want to call in about that deals with them being stepping stones, please don't do that.
We're not your monkeys.
What kind of music is, I mean, your favorite music? What's most influential to you? Obviously, you play other people's stuff. We've just heard one here.
I like simple music. That's, one reason why I really like what we do. Like Bruce Springsteen is just,
I love his
just
music.
gets back to the
Just
basics,
yeah.
lyrics and vocals, melody lines and stuff. And Creedence is another influence of mine,
I think it's great to hear Fogerty coming back with all kinds of straight ahead. I mean, he's just, I love his stuff.
Yeah.
I love it. Center Field and this other one. What's the other one he just had out right before that? That they
Rock and Roll Girl.
Yeah, he is great. He really is.
He's wonderful.
Now, who's your main influence? Would you say, or is that too hard to
It
pinpoint?
just varies from time to time. I've been really strongly influenced by Creedence and Stones and Bruce. And McCartney and Lennon and just about everybody in between, and Buddy Holly a lot. Just everything.
Go ahead, Rich. Tell us the truth now. This could be your most
guitar
embarrassing.
music.
Hendrix.
I like guitar music. Big chords. Yeah, Hendrix is probably my main man.
Not Guido? You mean Guido isn't your main guy?
He's my second main man.
I thought Guido was supposed to open for us tonight.
Ooh. Guido, if you're out there, he was just kidding.
Hi, Guido.
He's got a big temper. I don't know. Well, personally, I've found as time's gone on in my life, now that I'm over 60 and I've experienced a lot of things, I'm getting back to, one, I like simple music, as you put it, in rock and roll, like Bruce Springsteen. I love his music. I'm real turned on by the lyrics because they're very real. It isn't like everything is love, la la la. Not that there's anything wrong with a good love song, but when, like in The River, the song The River, it was intense. I mean, it was right there. You could see it. You could feel that kind of thing. Yeah, maybe it was a little too real at times, but just beautiful. Also, I find myself waking up in the mornings and turning on the classical station KXDR, and getting off on a lot of, like 18th century classical music is just wonderful. It's just real relaxing. It doesn't put any baloney on you. You know what I'm saying?
You do that at what time in the morning?
Mornings when I wake up.
Oh.
When I wake up, I don't want to get up. I don't want to rock too early. I mean, if you rock too early, in my case, my teeth start rattling. My brain. I got to be in control. You know what I mean? Like I am now. As a matter of fact. Okay, Mom. Hello. I can't believe you do this to me every week. Okay, hello, Mom. You're on the air.
Yeah, that was a great rendition of the Beatles, Stepping Stone, as a matter of fact.
Monkeys.
I have monkeys. Shit. I have a question about.
Now wait, hold it. Didn't Paul Revere and the Raiders do that too?
No.
No. Okay, that was another story. Kicks just keep getting harder
Can I
to
ask
find.
my
Go ahead.
question? No. Why Steve, Bob, and Rich? Why not Rich, Bob, and Steve, or
I've wondered that myself.
or Bob, Steve, and Rich, or Jim and Phil?
It's the order we stand on stage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, left to right, the good old American way.
I mean, well, how come Steve doesn't stand in the middle.
Wait a minute, I'll bet I can answer that. I really, even though I wasn't there, I bet I can answer. Because that just happened to be the way you guys set up and did it the first time, and it felt right.
Wrong.
Okay, well, it was close. Thank you. Let them answer that. I'm not in the band. What do I know about this stuff?
No, just, you know, drums in the middle.
Yeah, it's got some symmetry to it, I guess.
Yeah, that's basically
guitar on
It's
either
about as
side.
symmetric as we get, too.
No, you guys are really good. I enjoy your music a lot.
Thanks a lot.
By the way, my name's Phil.
Hey, Phil, are you the sax player?
Yeah, I heard that question earlier. Take it easy, guys.
Take it easy, you too.
This is unbelievable, guys. Another sax guy. Hello, you're on the air. Hello. You. Yes, you. Come on, don't be shy. This is professional television. Yeah. Hello. Hello.
Rick,
Yes, you.
I have a question for you. How will we know when you're going to be playing in Kansas City?
Who, me?
Yeah, I mean all three of you.
No, okay, for the band.
Or for the band or for Royal? For the band.
Okay, for the band, yeah. When, you will know that they'll be playing Thursday Night Parody Hall because we've already brought that up, but how do they know that when you're in town?
Kansas City paper, you know, there's the what's coming up, look in there.
On Sundays.
The KC Pitch, the little music newspaper, there's calendars in there. We used to mail out a calendar, but we don't anymore, just too many things to mail out. But there's two good newspapers that have schedules, and pretty much the only place we play anymore is Parody Hall. So check their schedule. That's basically it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Come
Thanks
on
for
out
calling
here.
in. Okay, I can't believe this. Hello, you're on the air.
I am?
Yes.
Wow, that is really neat. Anyways, unask that guy in the middle something.
Okay.
Which guy?
You're the only guy in the middle I know.
Okay.
Wait, which
Yeah,
middle?
you in the black, right there. Howdy. Oh, yeah, I just wanted to know if you'd marry me.
If I'd marry you,
Yeah.
I'll have to ask my wife.
Oh, God!
If I can get her permission.
Okay. Okay, wait. Let me see the guy at the end. Let me ask him.
Okay, see the guy at the end, please. Rich?
Oh, will you marry me?
You'll have to ask Bob's wife.
Let me ask the first guy. He has to say yes.
What is it? You don't like beards? Is that the deal or what? You can be honest. Thank you for calling in.
Oh, wait,
and
I have one more thing to say, okay?
we hope that you find somebody that will marry you.
Okay.
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 Don't marry Steve. Don't even ask him.
What's the other thing you're going to ask?
Okay. Anyways, I just want to say I just love your music and I have all your albums.
All of them? We wondered where they all went. Well, thank you. We're glad you like the music.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for calling. Okay, you're having a good time tonight, and I'm happy for you. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hello.
Wow.
You have a great voice, by the way. What's your name?
Well, I have like a bronchial infection right now. My name's Lisa.
You have a what?
Bronchial infection.
That's true.
Nice voice, Lisa. You should be proud of it. Go for it.
Well, I went to a wedding and that's what happened. I didn't go to high school with any of these guys, but I do like the music. And I had a question. I'd like to know your thoughts on ever doing an MTV video. I mean, if things got to that point. Because I know there's sort of, I mean, I think a lot of bands like Dire Straits, for example, sort of turn up their noses at MTV. And I just wonder what you guys would ever think about doing that.
Listen to that Dire Straits song. They're not turning up their noses at MTV. They're bragging in that song is what they're doing. The thing with MTV, I like it. I like videos a lot.
Yeah.
Is you have to have the record out there first, and you have to have the record company first, which we don't have either one of yet. And when
no, but I mean, assuming you got to that point, and like the record company said, okay, guys, let's make a video.
Make a video.
Like, how would you want to go about it? How would you approach it?
You mean in comparison, like a story video?
Well, yeah, I mean, I like concert footage type videos where you can really see the band and see them like sweat and stuff, as opposed to really involved fairy tales that don't even seem to go with the lyrics of the song.
Yeah, those acting out the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you too. I kind of like a little blend of both. A little bit of illustrating the song, but a lot of the band just playing.
I like that. I like to see that.
But
I think that's kind of basic to the nature of your music anyway, since it's kind of roots as far as just basic rock and roll. That would probably be where you'd shine anyway in a video.
Yeah.
Of course, video gives you a whole chance to explore new worlds there too.
But we'll see what happens when that day comes around.
Well, best of luck.
Well, thanks for calling, and please be there Thursday night at Parody Hall and any other time that Steve, Bob, and Rich are in town. I'm Royal Scanlon, just in case nobody remembers that, and also this is Steve, Bob, and Rich that I'm talking to tonight, and we thank you for all your calls. In fact, I can't believe this. We have another person that wants to talk to Rich. Unbelievable. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hello.
I just wanted to say, for one, I'm a big fan of the band. And this is a two-part question, actually. First of all, I need to know, Royal, do you have your set of balls yet?
Yes, I do. I was born with them, and I want to thank you for asking that. It was a record deal that I got from Columbia. Okay, second one, please.
Okay, the second question is, where is the worst club you all have ever played, and why? What made it bad?
There's so many.
Don't say anything that can get you in trouble,
Right.
but you
They're not in Kansas City. Pittsburgh, Kansas is really up there on the
Peoria,
list.
Kansas.
Peoria, I wasn't there.
Peoria, Kansas?
Did you ever play
Bloomington,
the Prancing
Illinois
Pony?
was pretty bad.
Okay, now wait a minute. I don't want it to end this, but I have to. That's a wonderful question. Thank you for calling. This is Steve, Bob, and Rich, and yes, they'll be discussing right there at Parody Hall on Thursday night the worst bands that they've ever, the worst clubs that they've ever played as a band. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Bob, and thank you, Rich.
Thank you.
Next week, you're not going to believe. You guys are going to want to tune in. You're going to like this. Randy Miller is going to be on the show next week, and we also have the famous Amy. You're going to really enjoy that, and don't forget Officer Gill. So thanks for tuning in with us, and thanks for tuning in to Steve, Bob, and Rich. I hope you continue to. I appreciate your being on the show, and I also appreciate your music a lot. So keep it up, and I want to see you on MTV. I think that'd be wonderful.
Thank you, Roy.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye, Kansas City. Thanks for being our friends.
Let's hear a little more of their music.
I know what you're doing, and I know where you are. You're sitting and stewing in some smoky bar. Christine, I know what you're thinking, and I know what you say. You're looking for somebody new to blame today. Christine, the night is filled with hearts like yours. I know, crisscrossing through the stars. Too bad, that's the way it's got to be. Christine, don't blame me. You're one in a million. You're a face in the crowd. You're a note in a bottle, a whisper too loud. Well, it's 1,000,000 to 1.